Well, they deleted me, but they can't shut me up. So I'm going to wait on some of y'all to come on into class, and I'll be right back with you. I'm just waiting on a few of you to come on into class. Professor Toto is here to talk to you tonight, okay? I'm going to give everybody a few minutes, and I'll be right back, all right? We got to talk. Well, they deleted me, and but they can never defeat me because I'm Professor Toto. And you are the best students in the world. So good evening to you, everybody. We just got out of church, and I'm about to set the record straight for some of you guys. Y'all ready? Here we go. 3 days ago, I'll tell you what, let's back up to 3 weeks ago. I made a video, and I looked at the camera, and I said to you, my students, the Supreme Court will not decide this election. And it's real plain as to why they won't decide it, because the Constitution grants them no power to decide the election. Do you understand that? Who does the Supreme Court grant that power to? The first viral video I ever made, I told you the path for the president. And that was straight to the House of Representatives. Why? Because according to the Constitution, they alone will choose the president. Now, would it have been nice to have the Supreme Court jump on board? Yes, but it was never feasible. It was a long shot, but a hopeful shot, okay? I want to set the record straight. Before Texas launched this big distraction, and I'm going to call it that because that's what it wound up being. Before Texas launched this lawsuit, we had 4 lawsuits that were already going in the battleground states. Guess what? They're still going. Guess what? Tomorrow we go before the Wisconsin Supreme Court for an emergency hearing. If any of these 4 states do anything, then remember the plan of action from the beginning was never through the Supreme Court. This is the work of magicians. If you take a magician, what do? They make you look over here while they're working over here, right? That's all Texas did. It had everybody looking over here when the work was going on in the battleground state. My God, we've still got Antrim County Dominion software machines still waiting on the results. That could change the whole dang election. If you allow negative, defeated people to speak into your life, you're going to be defeated. There's no room for cowards in the Republic Army. What does that mean? Yes, we lose battles, but we are not going to lose this war. Why? It's a righteous war. It's a war for truth and justice in the United States of America. And I still am simple-minded enough to believe that justice prevails in the end. I'm not giving up. You want to, then you're on the wrong channel. We don't quit here. We don't fall for the fog. We believe in the Constitution. And the Constitution told us from the beginning that this would never be the Supreme Court issue. Now, with that said, the Supreme Court, I told you what they could do. They could easily decide on a piece of legislation that would make it easier on us, okay? But that didn't happen. So pull up your underwear and let's go back to fighting in faith, the good fight of faith. It's heartbreaking to see. Listen, guys, I know you're heartbroken. I'm not dumb. I know it's painful. It hit me in the gut. But at the same time, This Texas deal was not even part of the original strategy. Don't you understand? The Texas was not even in the picture. All this other stuff is still working. It's your choice tonight. Get up and fight another day or be defeated. It really is that simple. But you see, this Mississippi preacher don't have no defeat in me. I don't have no backup in me. I've seen the truth. I know there was fraud. And I know the Constitution tells us the backup plan. All right. So what is next? Okay, it's real simple. If any three of these states, if their legislators feel the pressure to do the right thing, here's all they have to do. Withhold their electors. It's that simple. That's still a possibility. They're already talking about doing it. Didn't Arizona say they were not even going to send electors? Right? I mean, don't be distracted by the Texas hand over here while the real hand's down here working. Don't be distracted. Texas was never even on the radar of the path to victory. No, the fat lady's not even singing yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got till January the 6th to win this war. I don't know about you, but I feel like fighting. I feel like believing. I feel like standing in the gap for my president. Anybody else out there? Look, I know you've gone up and down, but I never have. Am I smart? No, I'm not smart, but let me tell you what I am. I'm going to be right back. I'm educated. I'm not smart, but I've read this Constitution. I'm looking for my copy of it. Oh, it's in my other office. I've read the Constitution. I know the path was never through the Supreme Court. Never. Never, never, never. Now, I believe the Supreme Court dropped the ball because of the Article 4 about the Republican guarantee. They dropped the ball. Even Judge Alito and Thomas agreed with me that they dropped the ball, that they didn't have a choice but to take it. But they didn't. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, that is where we are. The battle continues in the battleground states. We go to the Supreme Court tomorrow in Wisconsin. We got all these we've got Georgia still cracking. Ladies and gentlemen, and I want to say something else to you. Please, everybody, listen to me. Look in these blue eyes and listen to what I got to tell you. Okay? Monday, when CNN starts flooding their screen with the electors have signed the election and it's over and done with, it's a lie. This election ends January the 6th. And now we're back in the battleground states. Do you know, somebody said, where are we, Professor Toto? We're right where we were 3 days ago with the same 4 paths to victory working, chugging along. We got a little distracted by this huge lawsuit out of Texas. Got us all excited. Absolutely. I was right there with you. But I did tell you that it would not decide this election. And indeed it has not. And it will not. So for those of you that are ready to give up, you're welcome to. For those of you that are ready to believe that God's got a plan, I invite you to remain part of this class. And I believe with all my heart. If I'm wrong, I'll be wrong. But I believe with all my heart that we're on the winning side. I know it doesn't look like it. I'm reminded of when George Washington told his troops that when they were beleaguered, worn out, tired, when they crossed the Potomac on that icy winter day, he told them to fight another day. And they did. I'm asking every one of you, keep fighting. Keep calling your legislators. Put the pressure on them not to send the electors. The legislature can decide not to send their slate of electors. That's our best course of action. Because if we get to the House on January the 6th, and these 4 states, their electors have not been sent, then it's over with, because we will choose the president. If they have been sent, it gets a little more tedious, but it could still happen. All right? Hang tight. Stay with us. Stay with the president. He has stayed with you. He didn't concede. If you concede now, then you're not a true supporter. Don't concede. Our president hasn't conceded. We must not concede. We must keep believing. Now, President Trump won this election. We know it by the details. We know it by looking at these counties that's impossible for Biden to have won. We know he won. We just got to prove it. Hang tight. God is in control. I love every one of you. I preached a sermon tonight. I'm going to have it loaded up for you in the morning. It's entitled, Help is on the Way. You may want to watch it. Good night, everybody. Please say your prayers before you go to bed tonight. This is a night for us to reignite ourselves. To get on your knees and say, God, help me not to be controlled by my emotions, but give me the peace in my heart that your plan is bigger than our understanding. Remember the prophecy we read about. God said he was going to do something so unusual that no man would get the credit. Going to the Supreme Court's not real unusual, is it? Right? What's God going to do? What is that Christmas surprise? I don't know. I'm just a little Mississippi preacher. I don't know. But I believe there's nothing more powerful than believe. Do you believe that tonight? Hang with us, patriots. Fight on. God bless you. Good night.